everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to kind of deep dive into what it is that I do. So I'm going to be doing a video on the common questions that recreation therapists and any therapists are asked. So I hope you enjoy, and let's jump right in. Okay, so the first question is, what is recreation therapy? Recreation therapy is a therapy based on really looking into certain domains. So there's 5 domains. The first is physical, so you're looking at the person's physical aspect and looking at seeing if whatever program that you are performing, if they can do your program. Second is emotional. So you're looking at the emotional well-being of the person. Social is the third. So can they socialize with people? Are they, I don't want to say loners, but are they do they keep to themselves? Do they need assistance in order to come to the program? Things like that. Next is spiritual. So hold on. Physical, emotional, social, spiritual. So, are they into church? Are they religious? Are they spiritual? Are they, what is their background? And how can you accommodate them? And the last one is intellectual. There we go. So are they cognitive? Are they able to handle anything that comes their way? So are they, if you were to ask somebody with a developmental disability, if you were to ask them different questions and they couldn't answer, are they capable of doing that, or do they need some assistance? Also, recreation therapy is basically working on those 5 domains, but also looking at the person as a whole. So there's another question that I'm going to get into, but you're looking at their past, you're looking at what they used to do. If you're working with seniors, if you're working with children, you can work with, I'm going into another question, sorry. It's basically just looking at the person as a whole. That's it. Okay, so the next question is, what is a recreation therapist? A recreation therapist is somebody, like I said in the last question, a recreation therapist is somebody that looks at a person as a whole. Now, a lot of people think that recreation therapists just perform programs, when really there is a whole lot of other stuff that goes into it. So, doing documentation, care plans, assessments, working alongside doctors, working alongside nurses, working alongside everybody that is basically the front line of the population that you're working with. So you're basically taking the information that they're giving to you, so you can then go and create a specific care plan for that specific person. So, for example, myself, if a recreation therapist was to come up and ask me a bunch of questions, do an assessment, such as, what did I used to do in the past? So, in the past, I used to be a dancer. I loved to dance. I was and is still very sociable. I love to be around people. I love music, listening to music. So, all of that information, they would take that, put it into the computer, put it into a system that will then create a care plan for myself. Not only will they get my information, but they will also connect with my family, my doctors. If I have any physical challenges, so if I have a prosthetic leg, my occupational therapist, things like that. Next question is, how long is recreation school? So, this is a question that I get asked a lot in my everyday life. So, recreation school, there's basically 3 types of school that you can go to. So you can go to one school to get your diploma, which is something that I did. And so with a diploma, you can only work in certain areas. You can't work, you cannot work in areas that are not specific to your diploma. So I have another question coming up, so I'll answer it there. But so that is 2 years. As well, you can go for your bachelor's degree, which is 4 years. But if you have a diploma, so for instance, for myself, so I have a diploma. I graduated in 2019. I wanted to get my bachelor's degree in recreation therapy. So I applied. I did not get it in, which sucks, the first time. So I contacted people and I got in. So bachelor's degree is 4 years. You can either go to a university or college. So in Canada, we have universities and colleges, and that is 4 years. But because I have the diploma, I was able to get a large amount of credits transferred over, and which I'm very proud of. So yeah. And then if you really, really, really want to, you can go for your master's degree, which is, I believe, another 4 years, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, so I can't answer to that. But if you want to know more, I can certainly answer that once I have the information. All right, the next question is, what is the difference between recreation therapy and occupational therapy? Okay, so recreation therapy and occupational therapy. So recreation therapy is basically looking at the person as a whole. As I have mentioned in the other questions, you're working on the 5 domains, and you're also looking at people's past, present, and future goals on what they want to achieve. Okay, occupational therapy is they're looking at specifically one one domain, which is physical. So, if you were to break your hip, or if you were to sprain your foot and you need physiotherapy, occupational therapy and physiotherapy are kind of the same. But if you were to break your hip and your doctor said, oh, you need therapy, they would then refer you to an occupational therapist or a physiotherapist, and you would get that done. Whereas recreation therapy, like I said, they look at the person as a whole. They set out goals for the person. So if the person's goal is to, say for instance, work on their mental health, then they would set up goals. If you hear chirping in the background, I'm very sorry. That's my dad's bird. But mental health, then they would create programs and goals specifically for that client's mental health goal. Okay, the next one is, where can a recreation therapist work? So, recreation therapy, where recreation therapists can work. Recreation therapists can work, if you have a diploma, you can only work, the school that I went to. I shouldn't say all, but the school that I went to, the program that I had taken, I am only catered to working with seniors. And that's it with my diploma. That's all I can do. With your degree, you are able to work with children, seniors. You're allowed to work in correctional offices, facilities, mental health hospitals. You have so much more ability and so much more room to grow and things like that. For myself, I have 13 years of working with seniors, all in long-term care homes. So that's all I know, in which that's why I'm trying to break out and want to work in hospitals. So yeah, another thing as well, with your degree, I believe it's with your master's degree, you are able to start up your own business and work for yourself, which is a great goal. And if you have your degree, I totally recommend it, and I am 100% behind you. The next question is, can a recreation therapist transfer to occupational therapy? And the answer is yes. Even though with recreation therapy, you're looking at the person's whole, some of your credits are able to transfer over to occupational therapy, so you will be exempt from certain courses. I had actually looked into that because I wanted to do that, but I don't want to be in school any longer. So yeah. So again, if you're a recreation therapist looking to go into occupational therapy, I highly suggest that you do that. The next question is, why is there different types of therapy? There are different types of therapy because, again, like I say, sorry, I keep messing with my eye, but there's something in my eyeball. There are different types of therapy because, like I have said, the different types of therapy are looking at the different types of needs that the person needs. So, you're not going to send somebody who needs help with their mental health, you're not going to send them to an occupational therapist or a physiotherapist, because they're not going to be trained, and they're not going to know what to do or how to help that person. But if you send them to a recreation therapist, they're able to help work alongside the client, but also, get social work involved and things like that, and actually work on goals, set timelines. Recreation therapists may have different techniques that the social worker may not, and vice versa, same thing. So it's always good to, one other thing that I would recommend is that if you are going into recreation therapy, I highly, highly, highly suggest that you take a course in some sort of mental health problem or course. Okay, and our last question is, how did I get into recreation therapy? What schools did I go to? How did I get into recreation? So, I originally was someone who did care for the senior population. And I had done that for about 6 years, working with seniors with Alzheimer's and dementia. If you hear people talking, I'm very sorry. It's my mom and her friend. And I had decided that doing care for the seniors, I did not get any joy out of it. Especially with the population that I was working at. And, a lot of people don't know, and they teach us this in recreation school, but there is a lot of people think that there's only one type of dementia. And a lot of people don't know, but there is actually 88 different types of dementia. Alzheimer's happens to be just one of them. So dementia, when you think about it, dementia is an umbrella. And under that umbrella is the different types of dementia. And so I wanted to expand, and I wanted to do something else. So I went to George Brown in Toronto, and I did, at the time, it was called Activation Coordinator / Gerontology, but now it is Recreation Management in Gerontology. I am currently at Seneca College, getting my bachelor's degree in honors bachelor degree of therapeutic recreation. I believe that's what my program is called. I'm not sure, but I think that's what it is. But anyway, I will have all the links down below so you can check it out and see what you want and that. Yeah. But anyway, that's that. Okay, everyone. That is it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you found it interesting and kind of food for thought. If you have any questions, let me know. I will link everything down below. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I do kind of lifestyle videos around what I do. So again, I'm a recreation therapist. It's mainly a budgeting channel, but I'm doing lifestyle now. And I will probably be doing a budgeting video soon. But until then, I am signing off as Erica, your recreation therapist. See ya. Bye.